This will be the timed burn test for my prototype Cat-inator cat food stove or fancy feast stove. Just a simple cat food can with the holes punched around one row, lined with carbon felt, and then a center chamber made out of the bottom of the hairspray can, aluminum with a rolled top edge and some 1/8" holes around the top perimeter. Basic idea here is that this stove, unlike the cat stove, actually uses 3 flame fronts. You've got jets of flame coming out the top. You've got the top of the carbon felt off-gassing and burning the whole way around the perimeter. And then you've got gas coming through these perimeter holes in the can as well. So like I said, you've got 3 different flame fronts going on with this. I don't know how well we'll be able to see it in the video, but we'll try it. We're going to be testing out my new Milwaukee ice cook pot that I just made. Got the inside marked, you might be able to see, with some little black permanent marker marks. That's a 2-cup line. And I've got a new silicone band around the top we're going to check out as well. Make sure it's not going to melt when we use it. Let me put some water in here, right out of the tap. Okay, 2 cups cold water, very cold actually. I'm down here in the shop and it's pretty chilly water. Put the lid on that. Denatured alcohol, and you can see it's full right now. We're going to go down to the 1 ounce line because this is a 2 ounce bottle. So again, 1 ounce of fuel in here. I'm going to dribble a little bit around just onto the carbon felt. Just help it take off a little bit quicker because it's pretty cold in the shop. We've got probably about 58 or 60 degrees here in the shop right now. Okay. That is 1 ounce of fuel in the stove. Get that back here out of the way. Go ahead and light the stove up. These things are so easy to light and they bloom pretty much instantly. You just light the carbon felt and right away it takes off. Just like that. Go ahead and get the stove on here. And we'll start the timer now. Shut down the light here in case that helps you to be able to see the flame front a little bit better maybe. We're going to do this test with no windscreen. And we'll just let the camera run continuously here. The little spats of fire that you can see there are the result of condensation dripping down off the pot, the heat meeting the cold water. You can see the little drops dripping off the bottom of the aluminum pot. We're coming up on about 1.5 minutes here right now. Interestingly enough, I have tried this with a heat shield as well, and it doesn't do quite as well with the heat shield. And granted, in a garage in a controlled environment like this, we don't need it because of wind, whereas if you're out in the woods and it is a little bit breezy that day, it would be a benefit to have a heat shield. But I believe the results I was seeing of it being a little bit slower with the heat shield were due to the fact that this stove is burning so hot and so quickly that I don't think it was getting enough air to fuel the fire through the perforations in the bottom of my heat shield. I think I was more or less smothering it, and I kind of noticed when I was over top of the fire that it even smelled a little bit stronger, almost like it was burning too rich or not burning completely. So I think I was starving it for air. So if I'm using a heat shield, I think I'm going to have to perforate the bottom maybe twice as much as what I have currently. Okay, we're at about 2.5 minutes right now. peek in the top here. Get my lid off. We got little bubbles around the perimeter, but no boil yet. Okay, we're just now coming up on the 3-minute mark. The stove has a nice, even, consistent sound to it. Not a lot of spitting or sputtering unless you've got some water dripping off the can into it. Alright, we're at about 3 minutes 30 seconds. Got a few little bubbles starting to rise there. Alright, we're just now approaching the 4-minute point. And I can hear the start of a boil. I can hear the sound of it. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but I can hear it starting to boil. Right there it is. Okay, we've got a boil, and we are right at about 4:35. Now, it's not what I would call a rolling boil, but it is definitely a strong boil. I cracked a little bit here so you can hear it. Not sure if you can see in the top there or not, but we have a rolling boil. We'll see how long this goes till it burns out of fuel. Just past the 5-minute mark right now.
Please pick up your telephone. Ring, ring, bada bing, ding, ding, ring, 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 bing, bing, bing.
Okay, well, sorry about that. I got a phone call right after we reached a rolling boil, so I'm trying to show you now what's left. At this point, the stove is just... Let me turn this the other way here, I'm sorry. The stove is just burning out. You see the last little breaths of it there. We had a rolling boil, and I believe we are at about 6:20 on the time, 6:20 or 6:30 till burnout, based on 1 ounce of fuel. And it looks like silicone band held up pretty well. Hello there, Mr. Fish. Alright, I'd call that a success. Just wanted to document the time on a full rolling boil from the new Cat-inator stove. Still a prototype, but one hot little stove if you're looking for a quick boil. Y'all take care. Thank you for watching.